Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dan Kenny here, and welcome back to our Liverpool Women rebuild. And we have we're midway through November now. We've currently actually caught up to real time because the game we're going to feature today, or the first game we're going to feature today, is actually Chelsea, who Liverpool have just done in real life at the weekend and drawn 1-1. Very successful game from Liverpool, from a Liverpool point of view, against an incredibly good Chelsea team. But we find ourselves in a much better position than Liverpool in real life. We are fifth. We have won 4 games, drawn 2 and lost 2. Now, we have our off game every now and then, I'll admit, but we're picking up good wins against teams like Brighton and Spurs and London City Lionesses. We did get thumped against Manchester United. It was a very disappointing match, and I wish not to talk about it too much. And then we did get thumped by Manchester City, although we did try and get back into it, but then I don't want to talk about it too much, but that is the only 2 games we've lost this season, and considering those 2 teams are the best 2 teams we've played this season, and 2 teams we're expected to finish quite far below, I don't think we can be too upset about it, to be honest. But in this video, we've got 2 big games. Chelsea, current title holders, and Arsenal, current Champions League holders. So this could be a video where we have to take our medicine quite badly. Arsenal have not lost yet in the league. They are going very, very well. Chelsea are also going well, but not quite as well as Arsenal. We are 5 points behind them. We are where you would expect us to be if we were the best of the rest. The top 4 teams in the WSL are Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Manchester United. We are leading the group that's behind those 4. And we have got some work to do to catch those 4 up in terms of transfer business, because currently our squad cannot compete with the quality of those 4 squads. They are pretty darn good. In terms of movements in transfer windows and stuff like that, we brought in Marit Bratberglund from Benfica, but we have been forced into a movement which I didn't see coming, and that is the fact that Gemma Bonner, our 34-year-old leader at the back, is joining Seattle Reign in January. Now, to counter this, I wanted someone with a decent amount of experience who was really good quality that could last us 4 years if we can then build the team and improve the team around this person. And so for that person who comes in January on loan, on an initial loan, is Rebecca Knack from Manchester City, who she is a backup in the Man City team. The Man City team starts with Alex Greenwood and Jade Rose at the back. She is the backup to those 2. We are going to be able to get her on a loan for the rest of the season and have the option to buy her at the end of the season for a decent price, if I remember rightly. And I think she's going to be a very good signing for us. So I think that's okay. But it is time to take on Chelsea for the first time in this save, and we look okay. We've got interest in some of our teams. I know, in some of our players. I know Man City have wanted Nagano. They've also had interest in Hobinger, I think, before. Capox is also driving up interest, and to be honest, if someone does come in for her, I'm not against it if the price is right. But I don't really want to let people like Nagano and Hobinger go, although Nagano hasn't impressed as much as I hoped she would, although Hobinger does have some great games from time to time. And Roman Hawk had a slow start to the season, but has now really hit the ground running and is starting to get into the season pretty well. The only person we've got out is Kiernan, who is injured for torn Achilles tendon. Tends to be a while. But Shimizu is back now, although probably won't end up playing that much, considering she's very rigid. She can't play the fullback role, she can only play the wing-back role, and I'm not going to be playing wing-backs like that, I'm afraid. So, we're going into a match against Chelsea, who I know have this very fun formation, because I remember it in the beta save with Arsenal. So, when we get in here, yes, we want to tackle hard on Sam Kerr, because I think we know about Sam Kerr, to be honest. This is not Anfield. It's I forget the name of Liverpool Women's Stadium, which is always great. Oh, I don't want to be running this tactic though. I do not want to run this tactic. Failed miserably against Manchester City. I do not want to be running that. But I want to be focusing play down the flanks. I think. Because I think that will benefit us against this formation that Chelsea like to play that has no right back, no left back, and has Baltimore and Thompson playing very far advanced. I think we need to exploit that. I think that's the way to beat this Chelsea team, but we've got to have a good enough flanks to do so. And that's also why this Chelsea team in these saves is getting rid of people like Niamh Charles, Ellie Carpenter. I think at the end of my second season in the Arsenal beta save, which you guys didn't see, they actually released Lucy Bronze as well. So it's interesting. But Chelsea coming forward here and they shoot just high and wide from Miedemar. But yeah, they tend to then bin off all of their right backs and left backs. And Niamh Charles in this one is listed for transfer. I should try and sign her, but she ended up going on loan to Barcelona. I've also tried to get Ellie Carpenter on loan, but she won't join us. So that's a little bit of a shame. I can't lie. That would have been... Oh dear. Now, I've been having to play Kirby in goal for a lot of this season because both of our main goalkeepers were injured, and she actually did a really good job. Borgath has only been back for 2-3 games. That isn't helping her cause. I am actively looking for a reason to drop her and bring Kirby back in. That's really helped Kirby's case. We have a hill to climb. We can do it. I know we can, but it's going to be difficult. We come forward with Capox. Lundgaard, Roman Hawk, finding Holland. Can't find a way through though. Holland, Roman Hawk, finding Holland. Now they found a way through and that's 1-1. What a great response to that early goal and what was essentially a mistake by our goalkeeper. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, reminiscent of real life. That's what we like to see. That is a good response. We opened up Chelsea there with good play and we do play really nice football when we get going. We have a nice passing tiki-taka style to us that is proving very fruitful. And one thing I will say about Roman Hogg is the fact that she does get on the score sheet, but she also gets the assists in sometimes as well, which is pretty nice. And that was a lead that lasted all of about 8 minutes. Chelsea are back in front with Naomi Girma from the corner. That's just, we've got so many players around Girma there. We should be able to defend that, and we have just not been able to. That is disappointing. And we're not going to have any time to respond to that before halftime. So now I get to say that I don't think they're playing very well. Go on, get sorted. Another thing about what worries me about this squad is that we have a lack of depth for Fisk in the right back role. It's why I tried to sign Eddie Carpenter. Because I wanted Eddie Carpenter to come in and be my first team right back, and I wanted to move Fisk into the middle. But that hasn't worked. My goodness me, Tottenham 3, Arsenal 4. Ooh, Fisk almost proved me wrong about moving her though. But yeah, Fisk is kind of getting run into the ground at the moment. So in January, I really would like to try and locate a right back. Kapok's coming forward here, lots of space, and that is a shot. That is a shot. That is all I can say. We are getting our chances. It is an even game, but we need to take our chances. Holland gives it away to Macario, who thumps it clear. Bono will clear this up with Banabe. And now Capox. Back to Banabe. Can we find space down the left-hand side? We do. Cross in. Doesn't find Holland. Out to Fisk, who finds Lundgaard. Lundgaard shoots from range. Hits the bar. Roman Hawk. Oh. We are giving Chelsea one hell of a game here. Nagano finds Fisk. And that is the end of the highlight. We are really, really giving this a go. I'm impressed with our display, no matter the result. Capox hasn't really impressed. Hobinger has been really quiet. But I think Kerr comes on for Nagano. And I have no one to replace Fisk, so Fisk is just going to have to ride this out, I'm afraid. That right back role is a real issue. Can we get a chance to at least grab a draw from Chelsea here? Baltimore with the Chelsea corner, though. Swings it in. Hobinger up in the air. Bright. Oh, it hits the top of the bar. I feel like we only need one chance. Oh, Roman Hawk's got a knock. That's not what I want to see. We've given a really good account of ourselves, which is promising because when we have improvements in January and the next summer, for example, it's going to make a big difference. This is a nice place for a free kick. Hobinger is on this. Can she swing it in? Oh, it's just past the left-hand side post. It's not going to be our day, but I think it is a good display, regardless, against a team that we mustn't forget is one of the best in the world and went completely unbeaten last year in the league. I think that's a good display, and if it wasn't for a goalkeeping error, we might have come out of that game with something. It does put us firmly behind that top four now, and I don't expect that to change, which is why this season's probably going to go quite quickly in terms of videos, because I want to get through this season and get through to the free transfer windows and free transfer and contract expiries that happen in January, first of all, in America. And then at the end of this season, when a lot of people like, for example, Guru Wrighton at Chelsea, I'm not sure about Niamh Charles, but there'll be a couple of people that will have their contracts expire. And then we'll see where we go from there. We do have a Merseyside derby in the League Cup, but I think I'm going to skip that one. And yeah, because it's a group stage game, and I'm not interested in showing you group stage games, even if it's a Merseyside derby. We will be back, and the second match of this video will be against Arsenal, which is away. It'll be at the Emirates Stadium, so I'll see you in a minute. Right, let's get into this then. It's time for our game against Arsenal. We did indeed win in the League Cup against Everton 2-1, so we have a Merseyside derby on our books now, because the first one this season was a 0-0, which was really boring, you might remember. We're not fit. A couple of players have come back with niggly weird injuries from the international break, which was just before this match. But we are here. We are against the best team in the league right now. A team that is scoring for fun. This is going to be tough. That's for sure. It's going to be really weird playing against Arsenal as well, having done the beta save. I know all these players, Pullover, Smith, Kelly, Russo. I'm also an Arsenal supporter, so, you know, it's really weird. But we are away at the Emirates as well. Bernabe comes forward with Nagano, who's giving it away to Chloe Kelly, who gives it to Russo to Chloe Kelly, and she's just shot over the bar. Oh, we cannot afford to make that sort of mistake. Don't do that, guys. We need to be watertight today. Nagano, Bonner, Lundgaard. We're losing Bonner soon. Capox. Capox finds Fisk on the right-hand side. Gives it back to Capox, who makes a run, and Fisk finds her. Fisk looking for a way in. That's a big tackle from Kim Little. Good lord. Hobinger, Nagano. Back to Hobinger. Finds Olsen. Olsen shoots. It's just wide. What a tackle from Kim Little, by the way, because she got that wrong. That was a penalty. Woo. It's now Chloe Kelly for Arsenal, who finds Pullover. Pullover pushing forward against us here. Back to Chloe Kelly. Pullover gives it away to Capox, though. We can counter-attack here. Finds Lundgaard, who finds Fisk. Fisk will run with that on the right-hand side. Fisk, long ball over the top to Roman Hawk. Roman Hawk gets space. Roman Hawk through. Roman Hawk! And it is 1-0! That is exactly the sort of counter-attack we need to be pulling off against this Arsenal side. A very quick turnover of play from when Palova lost it. And Roman Hawk punishes Arsenal. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 1 at the Emirates. That's what we want to see. Not that it is the Emirates. Although, I'm very impressed with some of the stadium mods that are starting to be made for Football Manager. Now that it's in the Unity engine, it allows it to be done much easier. If those become fully fledged, I definitely am going to try them out because I think that would be absolutely phenomenal to see. But Arsenal are on the attack here again. But Nagano has nicked it away from Emily Fox, but has just booted it downfield, which Leah Williamson's going to clear up. Catley, McCabe. McCabe running forward here. That's a lot of space for McCabe. We can't be doing that. Oh, McCabe just puts it wide of Kirby's post, but we can't be affording Arsenal room to run or room to pass. We need to be on our game. This is a very good team. I don't think Arsenal have lost yet, still. So this is going to be really difficult. We're in a position that not a lot of teams, if any teams, have been in this season. Staring down the barrel of beating Arsenal. Bernabé, Olsen, finds Hobinger. Bernabé back to Hobinger. Roman Hawk finds Lundgaard, Capox. Nice passing play, Roman Hawk, Hobinger. Finds Olsen on the left-hand side. Can we get a cross in here? Hobinger. Finds Nagano in a lot of space. Nagano! And that's 2-0! Nagano had so much space on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. It's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2 at the Emirates. We played really well in that match against Chelsea, and I think we were unlucky to lose. This game, we are playing very well. Hobinger, Olsen again. Olsen with loads of space. Oh, she's taken it into Emily Fox there, though. It's headed away. Fisk finds Hobinger. Back to Olsen again. Olsen, again, entering the area. Goes back to Hobinger on the edge of the area. Lundgaard, Nagano. Through to Roman Hawk. Back to Hobinger. Capox! Oh, saved by Van Domslaar. We have got Arsenal pinned at the moment. This is a very impressive display so far. We have reached half-time, and we have a 2-0 lead against Arsenal, having restricted them to no shots on target. Absolutely sensational. Nagano is having the best game she's had all season. This has been a sensational display so far. I'm sure Arsenal are going to come out of the traps here after half-time, big time though. So we need to be prepared for an onslaught. It's a corner for Arsenal. Katie McCabe. Short to Olivia Smith. Finds Williamson. Back to Smith. With Katie McCabe, sorry. Little. Gronin. Kelly. Just wide. Oh boy. I do need to substitute Bernabé though, because she is carrying a knock. So Lund will come on. Evans finds Bonner. Fisk. Fisk finds Capox, Roman Hawk, Nagano, Lundgaard, Fisk. Good play. Fisk advancing down the right-hand side. Finds Capox in the area. Nagano shoots from range. Oh, she's hit the post and Roman Hawk's hit the other post. Oh my goodness me. Arsenal on the counter-attack with Palova. This game is crazy. That's the end of the highlight. Good lord. 60th minute, we need to play our game. We're on a much lower tempo. We need to time waste when we can, because we're in a good position. But Arsenal coming forward here. Caitlin Ford goes it to McCabe. McCabe. Wild shot. And that will be our goal kick. Arsenal would finally having a shot on target. But it remains 2-0. I need to make some substitutions. Some people are getting tired. I think it's time to bring on Kerr for Lundgaard. I think it's time to also... we can't replace Fisk, so I think maybe... I mean, Nagano's having a really good game. I'd like to replace Capox, but I don't really have an option to replace Capox, so I think Hobinger comes off for McLean. And that's about all we can do with 20 minutes left in this match. It is still 2-0 to Liverpool. This would be an enormous victory and an enormous upset if we could pull this off. But Arsenal coming forward again. Kim Little finds Wubben Moy. Over to Leah Williamson. Katie McCabe. Caitlin Ford. Caitlin Ford with a lot of space to run into here. Palova. Russo! She's hit the post. And Diani will put it past the post. We have indeed, as the commentator said there, weathered the storm. Can we continue weathering the storm? 10 minutes left. We're still 2-0 up. This is a sensational display so far. We are good for our lead as well. We've had more possession and more shots on target. Arsenal coming forward again with Diani. Kim Little. Back out to Diani, who will advance forward with the ball. Gets it back to Kim Little and Terehon. Back to Diani. Gives it to Palova. Russo! And that is an offside goal, so that will be disallowed. With only 2 minutes of regular, well, 1 minute of regular time left. There'll be 3 added on. We hopefully can see this out. And it looks like, oh my goodness me, we have gone away to the Emirates Stadium and we have beaten Arsenal 2-0. That is by far our best performance of the entire season. If that is an indication of our future, that is a sensational display. Wow. I would have been happy with a draw away at the Emirates, but to come away with a 2-0 win is seriously impressive against such a good team. A team that we have to remind ourselves was unbeaten. Arsenal were unbeaten until that match. We didn't just beat them, we kept a clean sheet. That has pulled us back into the running up here, by the way. We're 4 points off of Manchester City, who are third. Albeit they have a game in hand. We're 1 point now behind Manchester United. It is doable that we could try and sneak into Europe, which is nuts. We are overachieving. That was such a sensational display. Oh, what a way to end the video. If you've liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you are new, hit the bell icon if you're wanting to keep up to date with all of these releases, plus part-time to all-time, which is also obviously coming your way. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.